interesting. Edmonton is sending... We've got another trade that, well, is interesting. Edmonton is sending Ryan McLeod and Ty Tullio to Buffalo for 2022 ninth overall pick Matt Savoy, who just turned 20 on Canada Day. It's a weird moment here for Buffalo. Like, what is this valuation on Ryan McLeod? A real 4th of July hangover maybe for the Sabres? Edmonton perhaps caught them snoozing? Like, yes, I'm sure the Oilers are sad to see a nice homegrown second-round pick evolve into a great third-line center, but realistically, that's also probably his ceiling on the Oilers team.
Hey, we're going to get rid of this, series during the preseason. I think I know the perfect song for the ending of the Arizona Coyotes. Will you remember? No, wrong song. I gotta think of it, but we're gonna be playing that song. Probably get copyright claim. I'm kidding. We might play that song, only a little bit of it, so we don't get copied, righty, claimed. So the artist of that song doesn't go, I'm taking you to court, baby, over this one song that I played some time ago.
Team, and also probably for the Sabres as well. They already have Cousins and Thompson. Savoy, on the other hand, is an A-list prospect that Buffalo's own GM Kevin Anderson said was ready for pro hockey, and by all accounts, he does seem ready for it. He's been well over a point-per-game player the last 3 years in the WHL and has had back-to-back 30-goal seasons, along with having 71 points in 31 games this past year, helping Moose Jaw win the WHL. He's just a better prospect with a higher ceiling, and that's what makes this trade so weird for me. And that's not a knock against McLeod whatsoever. It's not his fault Buffalo traded one of their top prospects for him. But when you look at the two Hockey DB pages, it doesn't take a math magician to see how the scoring potential is just different. What you also might notice, however, is that Savoy is listed at 5'9", 175 soaking wet, while McLeod is a solid 6'3", 190. That's a big difference in the NHL. Like in any other sport, you can't teach size. McLeod is also super responsible in his own zone.
Oh, I got a thing to say. I think I said this in the last radio show video. But I went to see the prospect. I got to see many great players. Tanner Howe is the next Crosby. So.
Great on the PK and wins a little over 50% from the circle. All things that you want in a player that just don't always show up on the stat sheet. However, again, the problem is that he's going to slot in nicely as Buffalo's third center, the same place he was in Edmonton, except with no Stanley Cup run next time. He doesn't replace Dylan Cousins, Buffalo's homegrown boy, and he's not replacing Tage. And that's also why this trade is just a bit ass for Buffalo. They traded one of their best prospects for a third-line center. Savoy projects to be a top two-line player, and it would not surprise me if this dude is playing at some point on McDeasy or Draisaitl's wing, if not in the next year. After that, that's more valuable to them than a very good 3C, which the Oilers have an abundance of anyway, with Nuge, Henrique, Derek Ryan, and or Dylan Holloway, who are all capable. And I mean, most important for the Oilers, who are going to need every ounce of cap, is that Savoy's entry-level deal will be cost-controlled for 3 years, unlike McLeod, who is an RFA with 1 year left on his deal at 2.1 and will most likely be looking for a pretty big increase in pay. Just a pretty big oof from Buffalo all around. I keep wanting them to be better, like they brought Lindy back and they immediately punt their top prospect. To be fair, I mean, Buffalo does have one of their strongest prospect pools in the NHL, but I mean, for Edmonton to have to shift away a ready-made great third-line center when they've got aspirations of another Stanley Cup is a pretty big hint that this trade was probably a little lopsided. That's just my reading, however. Let me know yours down below.